Hi guys, so I'm doing a reading now. I wasn't expecting to do a reading on this. It wasn't even on my mind, but I got excited. I got excited about something. So guys, I randomly saw something. I forgot, even maybe Twitter or something. Somebody mentioned, you know, when people put like screenshots of articles, and it had mentioned Ben Shapiro. So I don't know if you're familiar with Ben Shapiro. He was a writer for Breitbart, and then he works for, I think, Daily Caller. He's a far right person, okay? So quote unquote journalist. Okay, so guys, basically he was mentioned in the Manafort indictment. He wasn't mentioned directly, okay, but it showed. I'm going to link these two articles. One that's explained Manafort's work in the Ukraine, and this article connects to what's directly written on the Manafort indictment, okay, indictment of the guilty, the last one, okay, where he pled guilty. So it explained that one of the things he did for the candidate over there in the Ukraine, the candidate was backed by Russia, is that he coordinated the messaging that suggested, and the whole thing itself explained how this was a lie. It was described something to the effect of, we have to make him, the opponent, appear to be anti-Semitic. So what he did was he contacted people in the US, and the article was published, and who wrote the article? It was Ben Shapiro, and the article, this idea that the people in Ukraine were anti-Semitic, was published, and it apparently Breitbart, Ben Shapiro was working for Breitbart then, okay, writing this article about how quote unquote Hillary Clinton was, and this was 2012, guys. This is very early on, okay, so that she was supportive of this guy, and therefore somehow she was anti-Semitic. Of course, that's how, how it was. So it names the people involved, and how there was this Israeli minister that was involved in like pushing this. It was all this strategy, the propaganda strategy, basically. So guys, remember how I said a thing about the propaganda people going down? I wonder, you know what I mean? Because if this guy was doing this in 2012, and he's basically listed on the, not directly, but it's obvious that he basically worked for Manafort, right? So what is going to happen to him? Okay, so what's the legal outcome for him? Okay, and I don't like this guy, whatever, but he was not on my radar at all, honestly. I thought it was going to be Fox News and everything. So I wonder if this is Mueller's strategy with the propaganda people or not. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen to Ben Shapiro now that he's basically mentioned in the Mueller investigation, in the Mueller Manafort document. What does this mean for him legally? Guys, it was kind of nice because it showed, he's like, no, stop, what, did you see what happened, did you see, read it, when the whole thing of Manafort came out, and he read it, he knows exactly what that means. He's freaking out, and I think it's his wife or somebody close to him, like, oh, don't worry, they're not going to go there, they're not going to do anything, don't worry. So that's what is happening right now. So then it cuts to Mueller eating popcorn, like, doing like something, okay, he's like, So basically looking at these people and saying he wants the propaganda people to go down collectively, okay, in the sense that he's going to show the people who receive the propaganda, the network of the propaganda receivers and propaganda spreaders, okay, and Manafort is crucial to this, okay, he's very important to this, and because he shows how this is done. Oh, guys, oh, he knows about the guys. It's telling me that he knows about the guys. You know, the Obama administration people, the black ops thing. He knows who they are. You know, the people who they were trying to say that they were like doing something about the Iran deal. They were trying to get information on them. Remember? It came out recently. So he knows who they are. Oh, Manafort's gonna guess a bit. Oh yeah. Woo. Clever, huh? Very smart. Put it on Twitter. Very smart. I'm very smart to commit crimes. Do propagandas, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, I'm laughing. So anyway, so then guys, it showed that he's going to show, but it's not just gonna be, he's gonna have a special moment for propaganda peoples. yeah. So it's gonna show that he also has information from WikiLeaks and from certain persons associated with Russia intelligence, okay, that they're passing on information to, almost like a PR thing. They receive these like news, what do you say it, like it's very formal actually. It's showing that it's almost as if the Kremlin rewrites the story or whatever it is that they want to put out, okay, and it passes on to several people. They were one of them, and they kind of creates a story on top of that, almost like a agitprop, okay, on top of that, but that the content is dictated, okay. So it shows these people. Yeah, I see him. He's gonna go to jail. And so for some reason I see he's wearing a blue. He's not crazy, no, but I think he's gonna wear, someone said once, blue, it's federal prison. I think he's gonna get some prison time, I believe, yes. Okay, because it's the Foreign Non-Registration Act is conspiracy against the US. And I think these propaganda people, like I said, I don't know exactly who, but I think as a group, and it's telling me there's people you don't know about yet who are not necessarily the ones on like the ones like Sean Hannity is also for another thing, but they're going to be indicted as a there's like a conspiracy, you know, there's I forgot what it's, I don't know if it's RICO, some in this case as well, but there's a sense where they're working as a collective to support one another, so that adds another charge. So how far it's showing that Mueller is gonna, once he nails everything, obviously Manafort is gonna be talking to Mueller for months because he knows so much. Okay, so he gets Trump, he gets all this bigger people, and the whole thing of Mueller has a big project with the propaganda people, because he feels particularly, he hates that they are fake. You know what I mean? That they're not really representing who they really are, and that's illegal actually, because they're working as foreign agents, right? If you do that, that's foreign agents. So I think what he's going to do is the people that he gets, I don't know if he's already trying to flip them. There's a way in which they're going to try to get the weaker people first, but that comes after Manafort spills everything, okay? But they already have information from the Russian side, okay, in the sense of like the WikiLeaks kind of stuff, okay? So that's interesting. Yeah, and that's how it's gonna, this is, okay, interesting. Yeah, so this sounds, of course, it makes a lot of sense because it's not smart, clearly, right? So it's saying here that the thing with propaganda, it's obviously not illegal to lie, right? This is part of the First Amendment. You could say things that are controversial, it's like not illegal. However, if your messaging comes from the foreign government, and if your agenda is to further the goals of a foreign government, that's where the crime is, and that's how they're going to get. So it's not really because of how, you know, whether someone is a journalist where they said is a lie or not a lie. The issue is them spreading news coming from a foreign power with the agenda of supporting the foreign power. The foreign power knowing, because I see Mueller showing in the trial, like he shows here is the, you know, because I have a pen because I'm like scribbling sometimes when I'm talking, actually helps. Anyway, so he's saying here is the message from such and such Russian, thanking him for sticking to the message. Like, I'm sorry, I was confusing what I said, but it's like as if there was like exhibit A, B, C, whatever. There's evidence, emails and text messages that show Russian intelligence service individuals thanking Ben Shapiro and whoever other propaganda people for spreading their message. You know what I mean? So that alone, spreading the message, not just in the sense, hey, thanks, but in the sense of a job. Like it's organized and it's collective, and it's not a coincidence. So that's very interesting, guys. Okay, all right. So that's it. I mean, I don't want to necessarily. I mean, I could do this cards quickly, but that really takes care of the core of it. Okay, all right. Okay, guys. So this is a continuation of the topic that I just did a vision for, and this is very interesting, actually. So I'm just using the German, my newest German cards, newest Kipper cards. So these are, okay, so just quickly here. So this is the first card, is angenehmer Brief. So that's a positive card, okay? That's news and communication. Then we have, interesting here, Erwartung. So that's waiting, okay? And then we have here work or occupation. Then the man, I think this is the Ben Shapiro guy. And right below, so I pulled 3 cards, ended up pulling 3 cards. Reiches Mädchen, that means rich woman, a young woman. I think of this card as superficial, as also means wealth and youth. Okay, so I don't think it means an actual person. Okay, so just one second. So here, essentially, it's very interesting, this combination, actually, because waiting, this is at the center, the most important thing is waiting. So he waits for the news, the communication to come. His work is to wait to hear superficial things, right? So in some ways he waits until he gets the news, okay, and that's him. Okay, so part of the work means waiting to communicate something fluffy. Does it make sense? It's very interesting. So then I pulled another card because I was like, okay, is this a woman? What's the deal here? And this, I believe, is Manafort, guys. Kind of almost looks like him a little bit. Okay, so then the bullshit from Manafort. And then we have großes Glück, right? So great luck, meaning I think that means great money. Okay, so I feel like it's almost as if he trusted Manafort because Manafort brought him business in a way or another. Okay, so then I pulled more cards because this was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, great luck doesn't mean he's lucky. No, I think he was luck in some ways was done by some of the work that he did for Manafort. And then here we have Ehestandsrate, that's the state of marriage, right? So there was a deal in place, right? And this is then we have this luck and love. So there was a connection there. They had similar values. And then we have seine Gedanken, his thoughts. Okay, so he's thinking about this. And the house, the White House. This was yellow, but I think this means White House. Okay, so this is interesting. It's basically part of this long-term plot situation. Okay, so then we understood his role. So is he going to be charged by Mueller at all? Oh, money. Oh, really? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Guys, look, what is this? The prison. Gefängnis. Prison? Oh, no, really? Yeah, courts. So, So this is because he received shady money. Okay, there's changes. Okay, eine Veränderung. That's change. And this is Gute Dame. That usually has to do with Russia stuff. Okay, so just one more to see. Oh yeah, interesting. So this is zu hohen Ehrenkommen, so to come into prominence, right? So in many ways this confirms what I had seen just now, which is that his name was made because of the Russia stuff coming into place. And this is how Person. So I don't know if his wife is, I don't think his wife is really, this would be, yeah, traurige Nachricht. So usually I think of the women card as the Russia stuff, which is a kind of, in some ways, right, obviously not a person, but there's a strong influence here. So sad news, right? So because he was made by this, right, from the cards, I think that already myself, but I feel like in a way the cards suggest that the Russia stuff was a huge financial bonanza to a lot of these so-called conservative media companies, which is one of theirs. Okay, so there's a lot of receiving money, right? Illegal money creates that changes something, and here is Gericht, that's court. So he has to go to court, and he's done some shady, guilty things and got a lot of money out of his role in helping spread the Russian message, and that's going to create problems for him. Most likely, yeah, there's prison here. Okay, so because he can't explain the money, he's going to have to just quickly here. Pals. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, look, the snake behind the scenes conversation. Oh, wow, look, yeah. This is government, sometimes can be a prison also. So this is the hidden things about the White House or with the White House. There's conversations, there's a spy communication. So that makes sense, okay. So, yeah, so that's that, guys. Okay, so just quickly, what about the propaganda crew in general, right? All those websites. This is, I just want a quick, oh look, corruption network. Oh, they're going to be cut, okay. Man, he's going to expose. Yeah, so the man's going to expose them. I think this is Manafort, right? Man connected to the network exposes. Okay, I think this is Manafort exposing them. And the corruption spreads through this like network, and that leads to them to problems for them being cut. Okay, a long time, right? A long path, or a long way. Then we have here Zusammenkunft, so togetherness, right? So connections. Get together, let's get together. Good, yeah, that's Mueller. Oh, really? Oh no, Mueller wants to have a conversation with you. I think so. Oh look, Wohnzimmer. Privacy. Mueller knows that you meet in private. Mueller knows he has your conversations, bitch. I think so. Oh look, baby. Oh yeah, Mueller knows that you've been having conversations. You have got together so much that you got a baby. I'm serious, guys. It's kind of funny, but it's true. They're kind of like horny or whatever. And then there's a baby Trump, baby devil. So Mueller knows, ha ha ha, got you on the broom. You got a room together. He knows it. Oh yeah. So you're screwed. I'm not happy. If I were you, it's bad news for you, bitch. I think so, yeah. So let's see what else. Just for funny purpose. Oh no, really? Oh yeah. Oh look, the Chocatori. So there's a group of people. This would be interesting, guys. It's the correspondence to that card of like the crime stuff. Some money. Yeah, there was money. If I had, the death. Oh no, look, interesting. So Vaten, that's like weight loss, right? So obstacle upside down. Obstacles cannot be overcome. Really? Yeah, I just want to tell you that. That's great. Look, what do you think, bitch? Does it look good for you? Does it look happy? Are you happy? No, I don't think so. So your money is over. The money, right? It's in a way the people that are connected to this money. That's what catches them, all of them, right? So not only, it's like, yeah, it's the time is up. Like no, you can't escape. Oh my God, guys, it's the prison card, isn't it? I love it. Deception, collusion, enemies, past revealed. You go to prison. I think so. So yeah, guys. So that's the story. Okay, it looks bad for them. They catch them through money. All right. Okay. So that was that. Bye.